there guys, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian, and I'm really sorry. A bit depressing guys, because we have just got the heartbreaking news that Vladimir Putin is nothing special. At the age of 72 on October 7th of 2024. Yes guys, these are devastating news. Yesterday as I'm recording this video on the 7th of October, it was the birthday of Vladimir Putin. He just turned 72 years old. And you guys might say, Roman, why are you making a video about this? Well guys, the thing is that I think we're all forgetting that we're talking about modern Russia here. And modern Russia is a country that has been slowly going insane over the last 20 years or so. However, it's been going more and more rapidly insane in the last 2 years after the start of the Ukraine war, obviously. There's a lot more ridiculous propaganda music. A lot more censorship. However, today I want to talk about Hall of Personality, because there's been a bunch of very strange celebrations of Vladimir Putin's birthday in Russia, where a bunch of people will be basically standing in a public square, gathered in the form of Russian letters, essentially wishing a happy birthday to Vladimir Putin, and children have been also used as props to spell Putin's name in several regions of Russia. So essentially, for me as a Russian who grew up in Russia in a bit of a different time and who left Russia quite recently, this is absolutely insane, and it looks like something that is very similar to like North Korea at this point, and I think it is just absolutely ridiculous. So, without further ado, let's check out some examples of how Vladimir Putin's birthday was celebrated in Russia. So, here we have an article from St. Petersburg, a city in Russia I lived in at a certain point. It says that on the Palace Square, a flash mob has been organized for Vladimir Putin's birthday. Let's check it out.
Сегодня молодежь Петербурга собралась на Дворцовой площади, чтобы поздравить нашего президента с днем рождения.
I'm sorry, is this youth you're talking about in the room with us right now? Some of these look like grown-ass men, to be quite honest.
Благодаря силе и воле Владимира Владимировича Путина, Россия – это страна, в которой мы счастливы жить, учиться, развиваться и расти. Силой духа нашего народа.
Of course.
Deputy of the chairman of the Committee of Politics regarding the youth of St. Petersburg. Veteran of the special military operation. I love that these are the people who are most qualified, of course,
to tell the youth what they should do in life.
Силой духа нашего народа, единством поколений мы продолжаем защищать наше Отечество и отстаивать его интересы. В современной России мы прививаем подрастающему поколению ценности, которыми сами дорожим.
Мы живем в стране, в которой созданы все условия для развития нашей молодежи. Тысячи молодых людей по всей стране устанавливают рекорды, достигают победы и показывают достойные результаты в науке, культуре и образовании. Спасибо за это нашему президенту.
Like, look, everything that he said right there is debatable, right? Because, yes, I do think that Russia has a lot of bright and, smart youth, actually. But I definitely do disagree with the fact that Russia provides everything to the youth right now to, succeed and to develop in life. You motherfuckers just banned Discord, okay? As I'm recording this video, Discord just got banned in Russia. What are you talking about? You're not letting us live, bruh. But look, even if all of that was the case, how is Vladimir Putin responsible for, Russian youth achieving goals or whatever? I know that he's responsible for a lot of Russian youth never becoming adults and only staying as youth because they just don't live long enough. I know he has some relation to it mother-wise, I don't know, guys.
Молодежь Санкт-Петербурга, поздравляем вас с днем рождения! Желаем вам здоровья и новых свершений!
This is insane. And once again, this is like a video where commentary is kind of needless, right? I could say, right, this looks like a certain other country in the 1930s in Europe, right? It does. This is just beyond decadent at this point. This is not the Russia I grew up in, dog. And by far the funniest thing to me is that they think that this looks good. This right here is created by Молодая Гвардия, which is essentially the young guard or the youth guard of United Russia. And they do have a Putin's youth kind of movement for young people to join or whatever. So once again, clearly, no crazy parallels there or anything. Again, I find it so incredible that this is the content they make and they think that this looks good. And yet again, nothing clicks in their head when they're making this. They essentially had public events, and this is Moscow right here. So in Moscow and in St. Petersburg, basically commemorated and saying thanks to the presidents. Yes, guys, this is totally normal, an absolutely normal country that is definitely having a normal one, Nothing to see here, guys. No historical parallels can be made. Russia is just great. Keep going, guys. It's hilarious. Anyway, supposedly events like this where a bunch of essentially students were gathered to, form a bunch of letters saying happy birthday, Mr. President. Events like this were thrown in a bunch of different cities in Russia. Here, for example, I just really like this picture, it's, again, normal country, guys. Flash mob for Vladimir Putin's birthday has happened in the city of Vologda. Here, for example, the same exact Putin's youth movement have organized a flash mob for the birthday in Chelyabinsk, my hometown, the city that I grew up in and spent my whole life in. Yeah, you see, a bunch of essentially 14-year-olds with the C and United Russia outfits on. Here they gathered around and have take
A picture of Vladimir Putin.
happy birthday, the first one. I guess referring to like первое лицо, like the first person in the country or whatever, that's what it's all about. Again, completely normal. Normal country, normal people. Definitely, guys, definitely. This is not insane. Oh my god, guys, I cannot believe that we're reaching like such levels of surrealism and insanity. But guys, guess what? It gets a lot worse. I can't believe this. Yes, you got it correct. What is currently happening in Russian schools is that, already talked about education in Russian schools already here on this channel. How, for example, right now currently we have in Russia a new subject in school called Разговоры о важном, conversations about the important, and the whole idea of those lessons is basically to teach kids about like the importance of the special military operation and also to teach about traditional Russian values or whatever, whatever those values are. They make kids sing like propaganda songs like Я русский in school and stuff like that. This is real too.
Просто наверх подняли руку.
It's basically over at this point, right, for like Russian education. I don't even know what you have to do as a parent at this point if your child is in Russian school to like make sure that they don't get poisoned by propaganda at some point. But right now, schools in Russia are basically forcing and asking young children to record a birthday wish to Vladimir Putin.
От всей души хотим вас поздравить с днем рождения и пожелать вам успехов в личной жизни, крепкого здоровья, мирного неба над головой.
I fucking can't, dude. I cannot with this bullshit. What's happening here is they're basically giving like the classic, sort of like Russian uninterested, basic, cliche birthday wishes, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, it's their birthday today. Go and congratulate them on a happy birthday. And because you don't really know the person that much, you can't really say anything special, like personal, so you just say, да, с днем рождения, счастья, здоровья, там, чтобы все было хорошо по жизни, там, начинания все, вот. Ну, главное, чтобы здоровье было, это как бы здоровье, все вот это вот. Счастье, здоровье, но самое, чтобы все важное, в общем. Все, что было, там, давай. And they're basically doing the same here for Vladimir Putin. But also the funniest thing about this whole shit is that, like, they also wished Vladimir Putin to have a peaceful sky above. Yes, they said, мирного неба над головой. May you have a peaceful sky above you to each other. Because they're like, I guess subconsciously scared of the fact that the war might affect them in some way or whatever, right? And the way I see it, it's almost like to have a peaceful sky above, it's kind of joined the ranks of all the other non-personal, cliche things to wish somebody, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to live in that paradigm of having to fucking make shit.